The Ring Fanatics podcast, episode number 153. I am Nick, your host. With me, as always, is my co-host Joel.
Yep.
Um, as always, go subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on all social media platforms, including the audio streaming platforms wherever you listen to your podcasts. So this week, got a couple things to talk about. This past Sunday was AEW Revolution, where AEW celebrated the career of the icon Sting. Um,
Stang.
I want to talk about that because that was pretty much the highlight of Revolution. That's what they based it off of. A lot of great things happened that night, but that
Yep.
was the focal point of the show. What were your thoughts on his last match on that happened at
I
the main event?
I thought it was awesome. I thought there was a lot going on, but I thought it was an awesome send off for Sting. Darby, you crazy fucking person you are, which is wild. That's the bumps he was taking. Then they duct taped him real quick. But it was awesome and it was cool to see Sting get the love he deserved and went
Yeah,
out on top. Even though I was surprised at that, I thought they were gonna actually have him lose, but it was the right call to have him win and stay undefeated in AEW. What were your thoughts?
it was awesome. It was a great when Darby went through that glass. I
Oh
was like,
man.
of course he would do that. Not saying it was a bad spot. I'm not trying to complain about it, but I was like, damn, that shit was his back, all the cuts he had, and he was bleeding,
Gla-
gushing out blood.
Glass was the last thing I was expecting in a Sting match, especially
Yeah,
his last match.
yeah. So I wasn't. I mean, but again, it's Darby Allen, so
Yeah.
that part I was not surprised about. Um, I thought they were gonna do more. They should have kept the speech that Sting had at the end a little bit longer.
No, I
But
think it
I
was cool that
guess,
they cut it off and was like, "All right, this is for the fans that were here. Like the fans, this is the moment with Sting." You know what I mean? Like it's one of those
yeah,
things. I'm sure they'll put it out one day, like what happened after. I'm
they
sure a
did.
lot of people, the AEW already posted.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
so
showed it. Yeah, they
yeah,
had the crowd, the locker room come out afterwards. They celebrated.
yeah, I saw
Um,
that. Yeah, it was I thought it was a dope send off. Uh, yeah, of course, buying for time. You know what I mean? They had only a
yeah,
couple minutes left, so it was kind of cool that they ended the way they did, and then let Sting do like a little speech at the end for the. Of course, they put it out after, but like with him and the fans that were there at that moment, I think that was really cool, and that's like a special moment for him.
yeah, yeah. Well, it's definitely a match. Over. I'm not saying over the top. It was just more than what I expected for a lasting match.
Yeah, it was awesome though. I loved it.
And it was yeah,
I loved
and
every
they had
second of it.
Steamboat and Ric Flair got involved. And of
What
course,
a
yeah,
bump! What a bump by Ricky.
yeah. Did you peep the Shawn Michaels Ric Flair spot that they did? He goes, "I'm not
Yeah,
sorry," and they just
I
yeah,
hate you. Yeah.
yeah,
Ah,
yeah,
the Bucks, man.
uh,
What's funny is as we're watching, me and my brother were watching the pay per view, and we were watching the entrance of the Young Bucks. Then I rewatched it. I rewatched the moment that happened last night with my brother, and we're watching it, and it's crazy how basically the moment, like the characters that the Bucks have right now, is basically what Cody Rhodes was doing, but like they're just exaggerating it to like the fullest. That he would come out in the suit, he would say he's the
yeah,
EVP. And I was
yeah,
like, this is actually funny the way that they're actually doing that character, and I'm enjoying it. I think this is awesome the way the Bucks are moving now. I think it was a smart idea of them to lean into it, and
yeah,
then of course what led up to last night is incredible.
yeah.
If you're living under a rock, Okada showed up. Okada
Okada,
showed
yeah,
up to AEW, which was it was a crazy moment that I'm sure people were expecting if they read the dirt sheets and stuff. I
yeah,
was not. That was the last person I was expecting. Especially with all the rumors going back and forth of he signed with AEW, he signed with WWE,
yeah.
TNA is still involved somehow. It was just like so many rumors, and it was like, I'll just wait till he pops up. And wow, what a moment did he pop up for, and
Exactly.
to join the elite.
Yeah,
What are
I
your thoughts on that?
I didn't expect it to happen because I didn't see any of the stuff. going around the blog stuff going around
Me
about.
either. Yeah.
You know, I didn't even know there was anything going on around that because you told me last night. Because at the time of this recording, last night we recorded the bracket episode for this
Yeah.
month, and you told me that your brother mentioned it to you.
Yeah. He was like, "Yo, can you believe what's gonna happen tonight?" And I was like,
Yeah,
"What do you mean?" He's like, "The rumors that this might happen." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He's like,
yeah,
"Oh, you haven't heard?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "Don't look anything up.
yeah. I mean, neither.
Don't even look for it." I was like, "Okay,
I didn't even see
I'll."
the. I didn't see the blogs either. I'm like, when you said that, I'm like, I didn't even know there were blogs about it. But
Yeah, they were like that. Something came out Wednesday morning saying that Okada was debuting, and it was like a rumbling. I was like,
ah,
"Oh, okay."
so
I'm
that
happy.
was
I kind of didn't see it. I'm
yeah,
happy that I was
me too.
surprised by it. That was a cool
I
moment.
yeah, I was surprised by it too because I saw it right before we recorded that episode. So I'm like, oh shit,
Yeah, I saw
okay,
her as I was walking in.
yeah.
What
So
a
like I
time.
thought people were saying like it probably I thought it was gonna happen next week, but I'm actually glad that Okada debuted when he did
Yeah,
because let's say Mercedes Moné does show up next week, most likely that doesn't take Okada's debut doesn't take away from that moment for her, you know,
yeah, yeah,
because then you have two separate surprises. Again, I didn't see the blogs, so that made it a lot better. That he just I get it was a genuine reaction from me and a
yeah,
lot of people, I guess. So it's cool that this debut happened on a different night as opposed to being on the same night from what people were expected to happen.
yeah.
So it was it was a great surprise for me. It was a great surprise that it happened that night.
Yeah, it was awesome
Um,
the way that happened too. With
did I expect him to ever join the elite? No, that was also a great surprise because
yeah,
that was also a cool thing to see. Because the whole we were talked a little bit last night too. It was like they fired Kenny Omega, as to
yeah.
say it in air quotes, because you know he's not actually fired. Um, it's part of a storyline. It's probably going to end up leading to like a trios match eventually down the line.
It's going to lead up to Okada Omega for the Continental Belt and
Ooh,
um Okada and Omega's just gonna flip spots. Okada's gonna be the heel, and Kenny's gonna come in as the raging babyface. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's gonna be the total opposite that was in New Japan, and I'm kind of excited for it. Not kind of excited. I'm fucking excited for it.
yeah, yeah,
And
me too.
then, not only did that happen, but the ending of Dynamite happened. Well,
Danielson,
Osprey going
yeah,
at it with Fletcher. I
yeah,
heard it was a great match. I still haven't watched it. I still need to watch it. But yes, the moment after with Brian. Wow. Is
yeah.
this happening at Dynasty? Is that going to be the very next match
I think
for
so.
Brian?
I think so. It seems like what it's setting up to. People are also saying Blackpool Combat Club versus Don Callis family. Don't see that happening
Nah,
because
I'm cool on that. I'm
yeah,
cool on that.
they're all heels too, so it wouldn't make sense. I wouldn't enjoy that any second of it.
Yeah.
Not saying the matches would be terrible. It's just the storyline I wouldn't care for
Yeah.
that much,
No,
as opposed to
definitely.
Danielson versus Osprey. There's so
Yeah.
much to tell there between those two. With Danielson, obviously, as he's saying, last year in professional wrestling, he's getting all the dream matches out the way. So
Yep.
he's faced the Kingston twice. He's faced Zack Sabre Jr. twice. Okada twice or three times.
Let's get Osprey
Um,
on this list.
exactly. He's getting Osprey, and I think that could be a trilogy. Potentially like a third or second match at All In. Um, maybe that's the send off. Maybe Osprey beats Danielson to, or vice versa at All In to send off his career.
Maybe.
But who knows?
I'm excited for that though. That's gonna be awesome. We
Me too.
really did see like they they lived up to the hype with like, yo, this is a kickoff to a new season,
Yeah,
new look,
yeah.
new and improved, and I thought they knocked it out the park with the episode yesterday.
It did
From what
for
I
sure.
saw, yeah,
It did,
they did their
and
thing.
a lot of fresh storylines. Well, most of them were fresh storylines.
Yeah,
I think the only one out of Revolution that's still going on is the Deanna Purrazzo versus Tony Storm feud going on.
yeah,
That's probably the only thing that's still
and
happening.
Swerve is still in the picture with Joe. They're
Yeah, but
still,
Hangman's out of it, so technically it's
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
fresh.
yeah. They needed Hangman out of it.
Yeah,
Thank goodness.
I know. I've heard that like apparently they suspended him as a way to like get him off TV and
Yeah, I think
do his thing.
yeah, get him off TV.
Yeah, he's
There's a
probably
lot going on right now, and I don't see him doing anything that really matters right now. So just keep him
exactly,
off TV. Don't just.
exactly.
I rather that than throwing him in just random ass matches.
Yeah, that is true. Since now Sting retired too, the whole tag team belts situation is going to be a tournament
Yeah, the
happening for
tournament.
that.
I think that's gonna be awesome. I can't wait to hear who's announced for that. I'm. I think they might be going to a young team. I
I
don't
hope
know
so.
why. I think they're going to a young team. I have a feeling.
Like, who would you say? What was your prediction for that?
I would say because I would say private parties up there. I feel like that's the reason why they've been using them so heavy lately.
Yeah,
Top flight's another contender, another favorite. Um, who else? Let me think. There's a AEW low key stacked if you think about it with tag teams. Just
yeah,
there's so
they've been
many that it's
stacked.
like, what are we gonna do with them? It's one of those things.
Yeah,
But yeah, I think you should give it to. I think it might go to a young team, or they're just gonna go with the Bucks again and just let them run wild with it.
they said they were entering it. I
Yes,
wouldn't be surprised if they were in the finals of it and they maybe put the other tag team over.
I can see that
Um,
happening also.
and then it's that way, like you could say that they were on a hot streak in the tournament and then
Have
lost
they
at the end.
have they announced who's gonna be in it or not yet?
The only tag teams that I know of that they said were Young Bucks and then Trent and Orange Cassidy were going to be in it.
Okay. Oh,
Chuck
cause
Taylor's still
he's
out.
injured, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
and
got you.
Chuck and Cassidy have a match this weekend, from what they said. I don't know who again they're facing, but they said they have a match for Rampage or Collision,
Okay.
um, for the tournament. So you'll find out who their opponents are. It would have been cool if like they did it like March Madness style, like more than 16 teams. They have enough
Yeah. Yeah, they
tag
have
teams.
enough teams to do it.
They yeah,
I would also like to see like Malachi and Buddy or like
Brody and Buddy.
Brody. Yeah, I think that one of them would be cool. Like one of them holding the tag belts would be sick. There's a couple
Yeah,
guys in AEW that's like there's no like I don't think there's a wrong tag team to put it on. To be honest,
maybe a few wrong tag teams to
who's
put
the
it
wrong
on.
tag team?
Like
Give me
I wouldn't put it on like the Butcher and the Blade. You know
why
what I mean?
not?
They
You don't
haven't done
fuck with
shit.
Butcher and Blade?
I mean, they haven't. As competitors, I do yes,
Uh
but they
huh.
haven't really done stuff
Well,
lately. So it's like,
well,
why
maybe they
randomly
go.
put tag?
Well, what if they go undefeated in this tournament?
Maybe that would be
You never,
surprising for me. Who
yeah,
knows?
but
Yeah,
you never know, man. I wouldn't count them out. That's what I'm saying. I don't think there's any team in AEW because it's one of those things that's like we haven't seen many like new tag team champs. You know what I
yeah.
mean? It was always like it was always Penta and Phoenix or the Bucks or
FTR.
the FTR. So like let's get somebody new and shot. Fuck it, why not Butcher and Blade? I'm down with it.
Yeah,
Let's see what they can do. I'm down with
yeah.
that.
Who knows? I mean, definitely have a lot of tag teams to make a big ass tournament for,
Yeah,
and you don't know because there could be upsets. There can be people you're not expecting to make it to the finals and the finals.
it could
So
be people that are just like yo, we're tagging together and we made a tag team. You know what I mean?
yeah,
You can also have those, which I hope
like
not, but
the only one that could probably make sense is Ricky and Big Bill because technically that they never got the rematch for
yeah.
it. So if you put them back in the tournament, be like, cool, nice. Um,
You also got the Dark Order still. You
yes, the
you
Dark Order,
got you got Nick Wayne and Kill Shot. You got you
Kill
know what I mean,
Switch, yeah,
like Kill Switch.
yeah, yeah,
Who you could have fun with this. You could have fun with this, but like do it right. I think,
yeah.
and I'm excited for what they got. I think that this is gonna be a fun tournament.
It is. I'm looking forward to it. There's a lot of people who I don't know. It's just one of those tournaments. Like, yeah, there's a lot of tag teams that I wouldn't mind
It's kind of like
winning.
up in the air. It's like okay, well, it's
Pretty
kind of like
much,
we're
yeah,
just like, along for the ride. We can't even like root for anybody. It's just like all right, we'll see what happens, man. We'll
yeah,
see. We'll see who's the
yeah,
next champs. Like right now, I'm not even rooting for anybody. It's just like yo, who's gonna be the next champs? Let's see.
yeah. Pretty much, pretty much. Yeah. There's so many. I mean, we're looking forward to it. I wonder what the brackets like. They haven't announced that yet, so
Yeah,
we shall see till Well, who's in it first? 'Cause no, maybe like a 8-man eight tag team tournament
Yeah,
that's in it. So
but
for
I
all
don't
we
know.
know, it's like
Tony was hyping it up, man. He said it's not gonna be. There's gonna be more than one bracket to fill up this March. I was like, okay,
that's what I was
all
thinking.
right,
Like it could be
Tony.
like a 32 something bracket,
Yeah,
and
because
then
you also got the tag teams in Ring of Honor that we be forgetting about sometimes. You know
yeah,
what I mean? So they got teams. They
they,
definitely
they could
got
include the
teams.
Kingdom again. You know what I mean? Like the
Yeah,
Kingdom or Ring of Honor tag champs, they could be in it too. Put Roderick Strong and Wardlow in it. Um, that's two tag teams already in one group.
yeah.
So
Well,
that'd
I
be great
guess
to
not with
see.
Wardlow because Wardlow now is in the title picture. That's
But yeah, but some
happening next
matches,
week, right?
yeah. So, but if he loses, then yeah, now it's them in the tournament.
Big
So
business. I don't know, man. I don't know. You think a title change is in the
I
future?
I think for that specific matchup, I don't think so.
Okay.
Um, I still think the story between Swerve and Samoa Joe is going to continue for Dynasty. Um, I would love to see Wardlow win it, then give it to Adam Cole, but I feel like they're
Hmm.
going to wait till like maybe down the line. Yes, I don't think it's happening next week though. I don't know why.
So I don't know, man. So
You think it's going to
I
happen?
so I kind of think they're gonna get Wardlow out of the title picture.
What do you mean?
I think he's gonna lose by distraction or interference. I I don't know, man. Maybe this is me fantasy booking, but maybe this is the time for MJF to come back, man.
Ooh,
Dynasty is right
okay,
around the corner.
yeah,
You kind of take Wardlow away so that you get Joe and Swerve at Dynasty for the belt. Wardlow is still kind of in the title picture, but lost to Joe. But because of MJF, he got distracted. So now you can give me MJF and Wardlow. We get that out the
yeah,
way. And then you can also do it in the future for a belt. But right now, you do it one on one, just them two. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I think that's a way to get Wardlow. Like, he's in the picture, but then he loses, but not like in a bad way. He loses
yeah,
that he doesn't lose steam. He loses
exactly.
because of MJF. And it's like, oh man, this is the storyline we're going into now.
Yeah, okay.
But
Then
I
maybe
also don't know if he's clear yet or not. So I
yeah,
might just be talking shit. But
exactly.
I
Yeah.
think if he's clear and everything, maybe this is the plan. That might be the best way to do it. Or you have Wardlow shock the world next week.
Because I said part of the reason why I said no for Wardlow next week is because I think that Swerve is going to be the one that distracts him. So that
Okay.
way Swerve leads up to Samoa Joe, or maybe make it a triple threat again. But I don't think they'll do it back to
Nah, I
back pay per
think
views.
yeah. I think if anything, I wouldn't mind that the Swerve distraction, because I need if Wardlow loses, I can't have him taking the L bad. I need him to be
Yeah,
distracted or somehow that he loses, not that he loses clean, because
yeah,
that's tough to come back from.
I
Especially all
know.
this stuff that you've been doing with him, and he's in the he's on the right path. If
He
he
is.
takes an L clean to Joe with no distraction, no nothing, that's a terrible look for him.
Something's happening.
Something,
Something's gonna
yeah,
happen.
it has to.
So yeah. So like I wouldn't mind like I don't know like some type of distraction, or
Yeah,
maybe like kind of like what happened with the Deanna Purrazzo Tony Storm match at Revolution, where like Samoa
okay, yeah,
Joe gets pinned clean, but the ref wasn't looking, or
yeah.
Samoa Joe taps out, ref wasn't looking, then Samoa Joe wins. And it's like, oh, you had him technically, so
What if the Kingdom costs him the match?
yeah, okay.
That
So
could
the Kingdom
happen
turns on
too.
Wardlow.
Like no, like fucking up and him getting
Oh, okay,
distracted
yeah,
by them and then costing him the match in that way.
okay, that makes sense. That would make sense too. That would make sense.
Yeah. Something's gotta go down. He can't lose clean. That's my only worry is that he's gonna lose clean, which I don't think is gonna happen.
They
But you
shouldn't.
never know. You
That's
never
why
know in pro wrestling.
I was surprised that they made this match too soon.
So
You know what I
quick,
mean?
yeah.
I was like, he just won. And you're gonna make him the following week. I'm
I
like,
mean, it makes sense because it is a big show. It is.
yeah,
We haven't had
yeah,
a TV special in a while. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Because
that is
remember
true.
they used to have the TV specials every couple weeks. There was a special.
Yeah, it was that
This is
often. I
the
think the
first
last
year
one
we're
might have
not
been
getting a
Grand
St.
Slam.
Patty's Day special.
When is St. Patty's Day? I think it's in 2 weeks,
And
isn't it?
yeah, is it like in 2 weeks? But they always do like the St. Patty's Day special, like Dynamite. They get the special
Yeah,
logo, the colors. We're not getting that this year. This year we
that
got
is true. Wait,
big
yeah,
business.
yeah, that is true.
Big business, man. But yeah, I just don't want him to lose clean. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
But what are your thoughts on Dynasty being a new pay per view in April now? In
I don't
between,
like it. I don't like it at all. I
me
don't like it
neither.
at all.
I thought I was the only one.
I don't like that you're planning to up the ante on pay-per-views. Um I like that's why I've given them so much slack with the pay-per-views. And we've talked about this over and
Yeah,
over again. Now I'm like, it's okay that they go to midnight because we only get a couple a year. We're not getting one every month.
yeah.
If you're giving me one every month,
Cut down the
you
matches.
can't stack up the cards like you do. And now you got kind of, which I don't want them to do, you're gonna start having meaningless matches, and I don't want that to happen. I feel like that's WWE's gotten better at not having
Yeah,
meaningless matches, but there's been pay-per-views that, like, there'll be a random ass payback, and you'll be like, this match doesn't even
yeah,
like
yeah,
this is just a rematch from the last two pay-per-views. Why are we even doing
yeah,
this? Like, it's over. But like, I feel like if you have a pay-per-view, but that's what's tough. Like, when you do have a pay-per-view every month, you have to stretch it out. So you got to do that stuff. Even though us as consumers might not be the biggest fan of it, it's not their fault. It's because we want the pay-per-views every month. So they got to make stories every month. And if
yeah.
that means stretching something out, that means stretching something out. But that's why I don't want AEW to do.
Like they should treat like the dynamites before and after a pay per view like a special show. Like those are their special shows. Big
Yeah.
Mrs. could have happened this past Wednesday or the Wednesday before. Um, so that way, like for example, the All Star Scramble that Wardlow won on Sunday.
Mm.
That could have happened last night on Dynamite.
That
You know what
could
I mean?
not happen at all. You just gave Wardlow the number one
Exactly.
contender shot. Like, I
Yeah, I
did
mean,
not need to
yeah,
see that. It was a fun time, but
yeah.
like I didn't
Yeah.
need to sit through that. I
They
really didn't.
definitely have to work on cutting down matches and figuring out like what matches belong on the card and what
Yeah,
doesn't.
I
Because
will. I will
you
say though, this past pay-per-view, I felt flew by. Except for that one match. That one match was just like,
yeah,
when is this gonna end? But I felt like the pay-per-view this past weekend flew by. Did you feel that way or no?
a little bit. I mean, I guess they had to give some time to Sting for his
Yeah,
main event. Otherwise, if it wasn't a Sting final match, it probably would have ended a little bit earlier.
yeah.
Um, but I guess like yeah, it did kind of fly by. It flew by. You know what I mean? I
I
guess
feel like
so.
that happens when the pay-per-views are really good. Like when
Yeah,
pay-per-views are really good, like usually WrestleMania, you're in the main event. Like by the time you blink, you're
yeah.
like, oh shit, like we're already here.
It's
So like
yeah,
when it's a fun pay-per-view, then there's the pay-per-views that you're like, when's the next match starting? Like,
yeah,
oh
yeah.
my god. And
They gotta realize like it's quality over quantity. You know what I
yeah,
mean? I'd rather they have like 5 good matches that had good storylines over a 10 match pay per view where like 3 or 4 of them I can care less about.
yeah.
You know, I'd
But
rather. I guess
keep
they
going. My
need
bad.
some bathroom break matches to
Yeah,
add on because if one match is hot, the next one is hot, and the other one's hot. You gotta need something in between. So like maybe one match, okay, cool, make it the bathroom break. But if there's like almost half the card, but I shouldn't care about is then don't don't even put that in the card. Make it a dynamite match or the
yeah.
go home show or something. Because like now if they're doing the pay per views every month, you don't need to have a 9-10 match pay per view
No.
card. You
Yeah.
don't need that. That's unnecessary. 8 tops 8 matches. That's it.
I agree with that 100%. I think I really don't want them to do the every month thing. I think that's a killer. I think you gotta stick with. I think what they do 4 year, now
They
5
did
with like
all
Wrestle
in, all out.
Dream, all in, all out. Yeah, so they kind of been ramping it up, but like it
Yeah.
wasn't too bad. Now I feel like if they do one every month, it's gonna be pretty
There's
tough.
10.
Yeah,
There's 10. You got Revolution. You got now Dynasty. You got
Yeah.
Double or Nothing, Forbidden Door,
Uh-huh.
All In, All Out, Wrestle Dream, World's End.
Yeah.
8.
And I'm cool with you. Like that's it. But like, take the Dynasty
Yeah.
should have not been a thing. If anything, Dynasty should have been announced as a special pay per view for the tag tournament.
Or something like a special
Like
show.
you
Yeah.
didn't even have to. Like it would have been cool like that. Like we're not gonna always do this, but because of this special moment with Sting, we decided we're gonna do a special pay per view next month. Strictly tag matches for the tag team belt is gonna be the tournament. Boom!
Yeah.
I would have been all in, cause now I'm like, fuck, they gotta have to draw a whole card together, and hopefully it's not fucking 10 matches.
They also could have. They could do that way, like something like, kind of like a King of the Ring tournament, where
Yeah.
like it's only King of the Ring matches, only tag team, you know,
No,
tournament
yeah,
matches.
yeah, definitely. That would have been cool, but they didn't. They just said like a regular pay per view. That's why I'm guessing
Yeah.
it's just a regular ass pay per view. But yeah, I think they should chill out with the pay per views.
Yeah.
I
I
get
mean,
it. They're bringing in money. You are selling like they're selling tickets as much as like people talk shit. Those crowds are packed,
but the
which is
prices though of the pay-per-views, it's still $50.
yeah,
At least cut the price down to like 30 or start a streaming service. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like a network.
yeah.
So that
But
way we can watch it.
I think it's still tough on them. I think that's why they haven't done the HBO thing because HBO hasn't figured out how to do live stuff yet.
Probably.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And that's why for a good moment, I'm sure you remember this, the WWE network, every time a fucking pay-per-view was live, wanted
Yeah.
to shoot myself because it was like, bro,
Yeah.
like this is WrestleMania 34. I saw maybe half the show because it wanted to freeze on me.
What
The
was
net
your
the network
random
was so
question, but
ass. What's
random
up?
question. Was your Revolution Bleacher Report kind of lagging too? Because I was seeing on social media that it was, but mine was fine.
So I was watching on pay-per-view. I bought the pay-per-view. I didn't
On
buy it on
where?
Bleacher. I bought it
Oh,
just
you did.
on my TV
Okay.
on the cable. Yeah.
All right. So because I bought it on Bleacher
I
Report, mine was
I
fine, and
did
everyone's
see
saying it
people
was
say that
terrible.
though, and I was like, oh shit, y'all
Yeah.
fucking tight. Y'all tight.
Yeah.
I was like,
I
my
lo- I
shit's
looked
good.
out. I was like, okay,
Yeah,
cool. I got it.
good thing. Maybe it was your
Yeah.
Wi-Fi. It's too powerful.
Yeah.
That shit said, we're
Yeah.
not fucking up. We watching this pay-per-view.
Yeah. I'm being nice to you today. I don't know.
Fine, but hopefully soon though they get on a streaming platform and then we
Exactly.
don't have to pay the 50.
Exactly. Because
But
it's too much
yeah,
for every
but
month.
yeah, especially when you start doing every month, and that's what kind of that's why I feel WWE created the network because I felt
Yeah.
like they saw themselves losing money every month in the pay per views. Like the buys weren't like, of course, the big four are gonna sell, but
Yeah.
like all these other ones, you guys really sell hard.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Now it's easy because you could just pop up, even if it's not a card you want to watch, you could just pop it up on Peacock because you bought it already. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You basically bought the pay per view already. And me, I already
Exactly. Yeah.
bought the whole year because I pay yearly, so I already bought the next 12 pay per views.
Yeah.
They could give us the shittiest cards ever. I still paid
But
for it.
it's wrestling though. You have to watch wrestling.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
what.
So exactly right.
Yeah.
But like growing up, I had to pick and choose my battles with my parents because again, it was like 40, $50,
Yeah.
and it
Yeah.
was like, hey, do I really need to see Kane versus Triple H for a third pay per view in a row, or do I wait for 2 weeks when Kurt Angle and I get to see the SmackDown guys? I'll
Yeah.
wait. Maybe you have to pick and choose your battles. But that is another point I want to bring up. If they are gonna do the monthly, let's fucking lean into this.
Exactly. They have to do it now.
Let's do it every month. But start treating Collision like a brand of its
Hmm.
own. Start treating Dynamite. Doesn't have to be You don't have to do a fucking pay per view like Survivor Series where you go head to head. No, 6 pay-per-views for Dynamite, 6 pay-per-views for Collision.
Exactly.
Or even better, um, you do 5 and 5, 2 Ring of Honor pay-per-views. Boom.
Yeah.
You give
There you
me
go.
the final battle in December and the super card in April. And
Exactly.
there goes every month you have a pay-per-view. But you have 5 Collision, 5 Dynamite, 2 Ring of Honor.
Exactly.
If you want to do every month, that's how you're gonna have to do it. because that's probably the best way. And like I said, lean into it. Fuck it. Let's make managers.
Yeah,
Fuck it. Make Sting a general manager for a show. Put Sting
that'd be
and
fine.
Nigel. Why not? Sting and
Yeah,
Nigel are good faces. I think that'd be cool. Just having Sting backstage every day with his glasses on, and everybody
yeah,
gotta go
suit
up to
on.
him and,
Yeah,
yo, can I have this match? And he's just, yeah, fuck it. Like he's just
yeah,
a cool man. Like I think that would
yeah,
be cool. Like that's
yeah.
something to
Like
keep him
short, quick,
there, or maybe even like Brian when he decides to
retire.
retire and he does a part time. You can
Yeah,
make him a general manager and then have him like secretly like giving advantage to like the combat club, and then it becomes like a corrupt thing. Like you could do
yeah, yeah,
stuff that makes it interesting. But if you're gonna do every fucking month, which I hope it's not, do it like that. Do split it up because it's
yeah.
gonna get tough. It's gonna get rough.
Exactly. $50 a month. Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
that is a lot. Plus,
I would,
Supercard of Honors in the beginning of April. Like
yeah.
that's
Man,
an
I
extra 40.
listen, I went through it, man, with WWE. I can only hope they get a streaming service soon.
Yeah,
That's the
make it
only thing
10.
I can hope they get it
Exactly.
soon.
Yeah, it's got to happen soon. I think
Yeah.
that should be like that should happen
I
this year
I'm sure it's
immediately.
already in the works. I'm sure.
Probably.
I think what it is that the live TV, because even with Netflix when they signed WWE, I was like, they don't even do like live stuff yet. Like,
Exactly.
and the live
Yeah.
stuff they did do, like the Chris Rock thing, I heard had like a lot of problems. And like even when they signed with CW, when NXT went to CW, but now I've been seeing CW like they do all day Saturday college basketball. So it's
I
like
didn't know that.
they do live TV. I was like, oh shit, I didn't even know they do sports. I thought WWE
Yeah,
was like the first to do it with CW. I thought that was like the kickoff, but they
they've
were
been
doing
doing it.
college basketball. So I'm like, all right, now I feel like NXT is in a good spot because that was my thing. I was like, they don't do live TV. That's like
Yeah.
my this thing with Netflix. But like every time I say that to somebody, they're like, yeah, but they have a year to figure it out. And I was like, you do know what goes into making like live TV. I don't know if a
Yeah.
year is gonna help you unless you have like collaboration with WWE
Unless
and they
they
kind
had the
of
plan, they
yeah,
had this planned out before they even signed the deal. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
that they already
Like
have it figured out and just
exactly.
haven't done it yet.
They didn't do this blindly and be like,
Yeah,
okay, we'll figure it out afterwards. Like, nah, they probably talked about it. They had meetings. They were like, we're gonna do this, this,
yeah.
this is how we're gonna do it, and then they signed it.
It's
Like,
it's
okay,
still
cool.
so crazy to me because I'm like Peacock has like they it's near perfect with Peacock.
Yeah,
I barely have problems when I'm watching live pay per views.
same here.
My bad, PLEs. I
It's
forgot we were talking
pay-per-views.
about WWE now.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I hardly have trouble with pay per view, so it's like why not just go to Peacock and have
yeah,
Raw there? But I guess more money. I don't know, but that was my thought on it. But AEW, chill with the pay per views, man.
yeah. I
Please
know.
chill.
Like, no more. Like, it should be. This is
Yeah,
it. They
yeah,
shouldn't do it.
like,
If anything, get rid of All Out after All In. Like, that does not
yeah,
need to happen now.
yeah.
It's you can save some of those matches for Collision, Dynamite, Rampage. Just get rid of that one at
And you
least.
know what? I wouldn't even be mad at Dynasty. Like I wouldn't be mad. Like if you give me a pay per view every month, right? You could also go the WWE route when they did In Your House. So like the big pay per views, the big four were regular prices, and
Yeah,
then In Your House was like a pay per view, but not really. It was basically a glorified
house show.
house show, but with a big main event. So like
Yeah,
if you do that every month, that is not like a big pay per view, and you give me that instead for like $20, and you give me one big match, Osprey Bryan, and then the rest of it is like I'm trying to fucking think. Private Party, Top Flight, Swerve and Garcia, like small
yeah,
matches. You know what I mean? That you might see on a Dynamite, but they'll go balls to the wall because it's a pay per
yeah,
view. But it's four matches on the card, $20 in your house. Boom. Basically, that's the idea.
yeah.
Like I wouldn't be mad at that. But I know they're not gonna go small with this shit. I know they're gonna go with fucking 8 matches on each card,
For sure, for
and it's
sure.
gonna drive me crazy. Well, not
Yeah,
drive me crazy. It's gonna put me bankrupt. That's what it's gonna put me. because with the roster they have, I'm sure they're gonna give us fire shows.
Of course, of
But then I
course.
gotta pay for it. It's gonna hurt my
Yeah. So
pockets.
it's like, damn it, god damn it.
Yeah, it's gonna
Yeah,
hurt my pockets just a little bit, just a little bit.
yeah. But we shall see. But they need to get on the streaming service
Yeah, or at
soon as
least like
possible.
adjust the prices, fix it up for us, man. Do it for the
Yeah,
people.
exactly,
Like,
exactly.
come on, show
It's got to
some love,
change up a little
man.
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, next thing that happened this week, WWE
Yes,
announced
sir.
already. Finally, they announced two of their Hall of Fame class members for 2024. The first one being Paul Heyman, of course, and the
Yes,
next one
sir.
being Bull Nakano.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on these two Hall of Fame members so far?
They both deserve it. I think
Yeah.
those are two people that I know. Bull. They a lot of people have been trying to fight for her to get into the Hall of Fame. And I think she deserves it. And I think, of course, some people like a lot of people like, what has she done? But it was like, yo, for the time that she was wrestling, she was legit, man. Like she was
You
scary as shit. Like
know
go
what's
back and watch
crazy
some
too?
clips, man.
You know what's crazy too? She retired young.
How old was she
She
when she retired?
she was 30.
Wow, I did
She's
not know
50.
that.
She's 56 now.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Unless I
Was there
looked up
like
the
a
wrong Bull
reason?
Nakano. But I don't know. Hold on, let me check now because I feel like
Maybe she was
I'm
just like,
lying.
fuck it, I'm done. Maybe she wanted. Well, also back then, if you wanted to start a family, that was it.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah, it says
mean?
here she's 56 and she went uh she's also a pro golfer.
Oh
Wow.
shit! What the fuck?
Maybe she switched sports.
Maybe. Maybe she was like, this is making me more money, or
Exactly.
I'm
Yeah.
enjoying this more. I'm out.
Yeah, she wrestled from 1983 to 1996.
Wow.
And then she had like two matches like recently in the past 10, 15 years.
Oh, like indie
Um,
shows, just
yeah,
showing up.
yeah. But
That's
she
pretty
wrestled for
dope.
13 years. She started
Wow.
wrestling when she was, if I do the math correctly, goddamn, I was not a math major. She
Don't
was
worry me either.
15,
Oh
15
shit.
when she started, and then she retired at 13,
Wow.
30, so 15 years.
Damn,
Um,
that's crazy.
yeah, it is.
Damn, I didn't
But
know
yeah,
that. But shout out her, man.
shout out to
I'm happy
Bull.
that she got in. I'm also happy for my son Paul, which he deserves it. He does deserve
It's
it.
it's the right time
And
too.
I respect it in Philly. But come on, man. How when are we gonna get one ECW guy? Like
Maybe we will.
one.
It would be cool if like Paul Heyman, obviously he's in it, but like if they added like Taz
Yeah,
specifically in it.
yeah.
I don't think they would, but it would be cool if he was in it.
Even though like
Um,
it would be dope as hell. But like I've seen like a lot of people talk about
is
like
he in it
cuz
already? I don't know if he is in it.
Taz, no.
Yeah.
I don't think
Okay.
so. No. He should be in there. With his
Yeah.
commentary alone, he should be in there. Shout out
Exactly.
Taz, man.
Yeah.
But I saw somebody talking about over the weekend with the Sting thing that they were like ex WWE guys couldn't go, but then it got
Yeah.
contradicted because Lex Luger put it up and he was like, WWE said we could go, just don't show up on TV. That's why he was backstage. And it's like, why are we like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
He's supporting his friend. Like, if WWE wants to put Taz in the Hall of Fame, you think Tony Khan's gonna say, no, you can't go?
Yeah.
No shot. First of all, it's good for him, publicity, but also Taz is getting honored. Like,
Yeah.
you should. We can't put him in the Hall of Fame because he works for another company. What are we doing,
They're
bro?
they're they're not petty. Like this is what I don't understand. Like sometimes with like stuff like that, um, sometimes like most of the time WWE doesn't let or Triple H doesn't let them go to AEW for things,
Yeah,
but then they always get AEW talent to appear for them for
yeah,
stuff like this. So why not like let them go to their show? Like for example, when Cena was celebrating 20 something years, like last year, 2 years ago, they had
yeah.
Jericho and Danielson appear on
Send
screen.
video. Yeah,
Yeah. Why? It's a video. Go there. Let them go there and appear on screen for like what? A couple seconds, a couple minutes.
yeah. And you're honoring Taz,
Yeah,
bro. You're honoring a wrestler. You're not
yeah,
saying, oh, he works for this company. You're saying Taz, when he was here, was the man. That's what, like, I don't get
yeah,
it. I, I hope one day they decide, like, hey, let's show some love. Because
yeah.
there's a couple of ECW guys that should be in there. Tommy
It
should
should
definitely
be.
be in there. Raven should definitely be in there.
Yeah,
Taz, who's another one I would put in there? I would put like Sabu in there.
of course. Yeah,
Like
Sandman.
yeah. Like I think there's a good. If anything, even if you don't want to put them individually, put them as a brand
Yeah,
and still show them some love. Give them some rings. Be like ECW as a brand has gone into the Hall of Fame because without ECW, there's no Attitude Era.
yeah,
Easy as that.
exactly.
You gotta at least show love to what um
But I think that's why they're doing Paul Heyman. Maybe they're showing him just him because he represents ECW. So they're doing that.
cool, bro. You can have a mind for wrestling. If you don't got wrestlers, ain't
They,
shit gonna work.
they're
It's
definitely
one of
gonna be
those
there
things.
though. They're definitely gonna be there. You're definitely gonna see like RVD and like all those people ringside when he's doing his speech.
Yeah, but like I need the ECW guys because RVD love
I
him.
mean, like
He's
that
an
was just
ECW guy, but
yeah,
he's a WWE guy. He also might
yeah,
not be there this year because he's showing a lot of love to AEW. He's showing
yeah,
getting a lot of love from AEW. They're booking him a
yeah.
lot, so
But
we might not
it's
even see
yeah,
him.
maybe who
Um,
knows? Yeah, it's just named they're
yeah,
out there,
but
but
it's just like, bro, like I think some of you guys deserve it. I think this would have been the perfect year. There's still time for them to
yeah,
announce them, so hopefully they do. But if not, I think one day, like 1 year in the future, just put the brand in.
yeah.
Just be like,
Because I
yo,
was
ECW as a whole, like there's too many people to put you in individually, but each of y'all made a difference.
yeah.
ECW is going into the Hall of Fame.
So I was wondering when they were gonna start putting in Hall of Fame members because we're about a month away from
Yeah,
WrestleMania. Like they usually have announced a few already.
yeah,
Then they announced Paul, which I feel like a lot of people saw it coming already. That makes sense.
yeah,
I know people are like probably wondering why they're still doing active TV people in the Hall of Fame so early. Like last year, Rey Mysterio was in it, even though he was still wrestling. It was like this is different. This is different for Paul Heyman. It makes sense. It's in Philly where ECW was originated and pretty much there for the entire run. But this one makes sense. It will be a crime not to have Paul Heyman get inducted in Philly. If
yeah,
they did it last year in LA, it would have been weird. Or next year, wherever it's going to be. So this is the right time to put Paul Heyman in the Hall of Fame, regardless of whether or not he's on TV. You know,
yeah.
this one
Who
makes sense.
who would you have induct him?
There's so many people. I don't know. I'm not saying I don't care. Like anybody, cool. Like it's anybody from ECW. It could be Roman. It could be CM Punk,
I
except for
I
Ryback. Except for Ryback.
I
Except
don't.
for
The only person I would not want to be is CM Punk. I don't want
mm,
to be CM Punk. I would like. I would like. You know who would have been perfect? Brock. Brock would have been perfect to
but they're not gonna put him in
induct.
there.
Yeah, which makes no sense because we're getting away from him, which makes no sense to me. Still makes no sense to me that they're like, you can't even play him in the game. Like you play him in the moments, and that's it. He's not in the roster, and it's like, what? Like, why are we not able to play with Brock? Are we gonna just erase Brock from history now?
Yeah.
Is he gonna become redacted like Chris Benoit?
I mean, I
Cause
don't know.
like I don't
It,
know,
it
man.
would
And
it would be cool if like they had a couple of the ECW guys induct him.
hell
Like
yeah,
you probably want somebody. I don't know.
I would have
I,
Tommy do it. As much as Tommy hates Paul Heyman, he loves that dude.
yeah, it's like a love hate
Cause,
relationship.
yeah, cause he even says it like he's talk shit about him, but he also shows him his love,
Yeah,
and he said it to his face. He said it in an interview. You know what I mean? Like it's not
yeah,
like he's holding back. Like they have that relationship, and I think if there's one guy, cause Tommy held Paul down, man. He held Paul down when Paul had nothing else, and then you know
yeah,
what I mean? Like that was the dude. I'm sure they have a close relationship. And I'm sure that's why they talk shit about each other because they have that kind
yeah,
of relationship.
yeah,
And I think that's the perfect person. I think if it was anybody, it's Tommy or Brock. I think those are the perfect two people to induct him. Of course, he can't do Brock because whatever.
Yeah,
And Tommy is he still with TNA at the
I
moment?
think so. I think they made him like head
Yeah,
creative.
creative. Yeah,
Yeah,
but you could come on, you
it's
could
a
get
Hall of
Tommy.
Fame.
It's
It's one
Tommy.
night.
It's TNA. You had the champ show up in your women's battle royal. You're not
Exactly.
gonna let Tommy speak. Fuck out of here. Let my son
Exactly.
Tommy speak. Do you
Exactly.
do you think Vince was supposed to go in this year?
I don't know. Maybe maybe that's why she wasn't. Maybe that's why they waited a while to announce people. They're probably
Yeah,
like, okay, now we need someone else to headline it. Maybe Paul Heyman was going to be in anyways, but like, let's just try to get other people in it, set
yeah.
the record straight, see who we can try to get in it, and then start announcing people. Um, I don't know. Maybe that'll be it.
An even better question is, do you think he's ever going to get in?
Down the line, I feel like he will. I just don't know when they'll do it. Um, but I feel like eventually he will. It. I don't see him not being in it, but depending, I don't know. Eventually, I feel like eventually.
Yeah, I would have put him in this year, but that's just me. I would have been like, you know what?
Yeah,
Biggest WrestleMania or publicity is good publicity. Vince McMahon's going into the Hall of Fame. Fuck it. I would
yeah,
just put him in just for the hell of it. But I think he'll go. He'll go in one day. Yeah, I think
yeah.
he'll go in after he's gone. I think
Probably,
that's probably the
maybe.
time that because even if he does go in, he will never give a speech.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I
So
think. I think there's someone would probably induct him for him or say
yeah,
something for
they'll
him.
wait till he passes so that they could just do a little video for him and be like he's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, most likely.
Yeah.
Um, but who do you think should be in the Hall of Fame this year specifically? Who would you want to see in it? That's not an ECW guy. Like if they announce so and so, like would it be a big deal for you? Or
Um, I don't think there's anybody that would be a big deal for me anymore. Like somebody that would be like, yeah, like let's go. Because
with someone that belongs in
I
it
feel
that
like
has
now they give people their flowers enough. Back
yeah
in the day, they didn't. So it was like when guys would get into like when Razor went into the Hall of Fame, I was like, fuck yeah, like they
yeah
never give this guy his flowers, man. Or even when Macho Man went in, I hated that he went in after he passed, but it was like, fucking finally, bro. Like
yeah
how hasn't he been in here?
exactly.
I'm trying to think. Maybe. Damn, I have no clue. Do you have somebody in mind?
I'm uh I was trying to think of a tag team. I was gonna say Victoria, but they already have a female in there. They always do one female per year.
Which is annoying because
Um,
Victoria deserves it.
exactly. I mean, she
Victoria
should have been
just
the female in this Hall of Fame. Not saying Bull Nakano didn't deserve it, but
yeah, but Victoria should have been in a while ago.
exactly. It would be cool if like Mickey James was in it too.
Yeah,
Technically, I think she's done wrestling. I think she's with OVW, so why not bring it to
yeah,
the Hall of Fame? Maybe she doesn't want to get called into the Hall of Fame yet. Maybe she still probably wants to wrestle, or may have like one match left in her.
yeah.
But she's someone that's definitely deserving of it, and I think it's her time right now to do it.
Nah, yeah, I
Um,
think that would be a cool one. I'm trying
is
to
there any
think.
tag teams that could possibly get in it that we haven't really seen?
I'm really trying to think. Maybe. Damn, I don't know.
There's not a lot of tag teams. Midnight Express, maybe.
Are they in there already?
I don't know. That's one of the
They
tag
be
teams where
putting
it's like,
so many people in there that it's just like sometimes I'll name somebody and be like, "Oh, they're in there already," and like,
then
"Oh
they're not
fuck,
probably.
okay."
Yeah.
I'm trying to
Uh
think.
I don't know. This is good questions. We got to figure it out. They'll
Yeah,
probably announce one like tomorrow or something, or eventually. But I don't know.
damn, who deserves a spot? I'm trying to think that doesn't have it.
There's so many that haven't.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Damn, maybe like he's an AEW.
Yeah.
was gonna say maybe like a Dean Malenko. I think that would be cool, just randomly. Like, yeah, Dean Malenko. Be like, oh shit, let's go.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't know. Damn, that's a really fucking good question. Now I'm like sitting here, I'm like trying to eliminate who's in, who's
Exactly.
out, who am I forgetting, whom I'm not even mentioning. Let me see.
You want to look it up too?
Hell yeah.
Yes, what I'm doing. I'm like, okay. Uh,
Let's see.
um, Hold on. Let me see if names who aren't in the Hall of Fame. Miss Elizabeth isn't in it.
Miss
Demolition.
Elizabeth is a big one, but it's kind of like controversial because it's gonna bring up the fact of how she passed away. And I know WWE doesn't want to remind people, so they're gonna keep down the low because they know if they put her in, people that don't know are gonna try and like search it and be like, "Oh
Yeah.
wow, I wonder what happened to Miss Elizabeth." And when they look it up, it's gonna be like, "Ooh, forgot about that."
So another person that I just saw is not really a talent, but he's been in
Okay,
WWE. Jim Johnson.
Jim Johnson.
Yeah.
That man deserves more than the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Made some of the best theme songs you could have, possibly heard of,
Hell
maybe.
yeah.
um, so without him, we wouldn't be able to hear a lot of these great theme songs. And
That's
it's like,
actually a cool one. That's actually a cool one that's like unique. That's like,
yeah, yeah, like you're not thinking of. He's not really a celebrity. He's just like maybe. I don't think they would give him a Warrior Award, um, kind of
nah,
thing.
yeah.
But it's like that doesn't really fit that category. He's just one of those guys that's like, oh, it's random but well deserved. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not expecting someone like him to get it, but he gets it. So it's pretty cool that he's in it if he does get in it.
Nah, yeah,
Um, they
that would
they
be
could
dope.
do like a jazz, I guess.
She's not in it?
No,
Okay.
so many names that aren't in it you think are in it, but they're not. So
I would
it's like,
put the world's greatest tag team.
ooh, with
Oh
Kurt
yeah.
Angle,
Fuck
like
it.
the
Why?
trio.
Yeah, give Kurt Angle 2 rings. Why not?
Yeah,
I think that'd be cool. I'm just thinking of like obscure teams from like the 2000s.
yeah,
Like I
yeah,
looked it up and I was going through just tag teams. And I forgot Deuce and Domino was a thing. Like
ha, yeah.
I forgot that was even a thing.
You want to know what's crazy about them is one of them is Samoan. I think one of them is in the
One of
family.
them is Snooker's son, right?
Snuka, yeah, Snuka,
Yeah,
yeah.
one of them is
Tamina's
Snooker's
brother.
son.
Tamina's brother.
Ah, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Wrestling goes deep, man.
Yeah,
I would,
yeah.
I think like maybe a guy like Billy Kidman.
Okay.
I think Billy
Okay.
Kidman's cool because of like what he did in the ring, but then also he was like a backstage guy for a minute. I don't know if he's still
Yeah.
back there, but he was back there for a minute.
He
He
was.
was
He
one of
was.
those one of like the talent guys, kind of like I guess one of the guys that helped put matches together. So I think
Producer.
like I think Billy Kidman would be a cool one
Like
because
someone
I
like a
think
William Regal could be in it too.
William Regal's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a cool one. I think that would be fun. Regal
Yeah.
going in. I think that's a cool speech right there.
Yeah.
Damn,
Yeah.
Regal would be cool.
So there's so much he's done in the ring and outside of the ring that's like important to the business.
Oh yeah,
So that's also
definitely.
it's
Oh yeah.
also cool to see. Um,
That's why I'm looking at like guys that did both because I think it's like also cool to like put a shine on that.
because people are just looking at it as like, but like if somebody random gets in, be like, wait, he wasn't a great wrestler. What did he do in the ring? But you don't
But like yo, he
realize
did
what
it.
they've done outside of the ring. So it's like,
Yeah,
oh shit, it makes sense. Like somebody like I think I said this when the Bella twins got inducted. It was like, yeah, they had memorable moments, but they changed the game for what it was, and people
yeah,
didn't realize that. So that's what people were kind of like confused about that induction.
yeah.
But
It was a
it
different
makes
time
sense.
when they came through, and
Yeah,
that's why they were such a big deal. Even though I tried to downplay them a lot too, but they changed the way we looked at women's wrestling.
exactly, exactly.
Even though it wasn't the greatest, it was better than what we had. So it was like
Yeah,
we gotta at least show some type of love. Show
Exactly.
some
Yeah.
type of love. You
Yeah.
know who just popped up across my screen that I'm like, that would be a fun one, but it is an ECW group. BWO. Think
Blue World
BWO.
Order.
Yeah, I think that would be. I think that would be a fun ass introduction. That they're just
Yeah.
like, there's always. I feel like you should always have one person in there for like just for fun. Like
Yeah.
that's the just for fun crew. I think that speech would be amazing, especially in Philly. And
Yeah.
let that
Yeah.
music hit. Oh man, and you don't gotta worry because none of them are controversial. So it's not
Yeah.
like Sandman, you got questionable things.
Yeah.
Raven be wilding in the interviews, saying whatever
Yeah.
comes to his mind. Tommy, we all know Tommy. He got in trouble a couple years ago. So it's like
Yeah.
they're not problematic. They're a fun time fucking. And they were in SmackDown for a little bit.
Yeah.
Let them do their thing.
Exactly. Oh my god, that would be hilarious.
I even
That
forgot
would be
about them.
hilarious.
I was looking through WWE tag teams 2000s. And I was just
Yeah.
scrolling through and I see them. I'm just like, I forgot they were even there.
Oh god, yeah. That's insane. Who is it? Blue Meanie,
Blue Meanie, Stevie Richards, and oh man,
Big
Nova.
Cool. Was it? Oh
Yeah,
no,
Nova.
yeah,
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 big cool. Yeah, what a time.
yeah.
Big Stevie cool. Yo, BWO was cool, man. They were a fun time. I wish I was around for that. Like, I remember when they made their return to SmackDown, like hyping up One Night Stand. I was trying to get that shirt heavy. Try and get that shirt heavy,
Yeah.
but my parents were like, "No shot, homie."
Wow.
They would not with ordering wrestling stuff when I was younger. Unless we found it like in the wild or we went to a show. They were
Yeah.
like WWE.com. You're fucking bugging, homie. I was like, all right, my fault.
Yeah.
I should have
Yeah.
known. My fault.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wanted that shirt so heavy. Shout out BWO, man.
And yeah, shout out BWO. Yeah, there's so many people that can get inducted that we could probably think of. And that's the thing that I like about it. It's like, yeah, some people should get in right away. I don't know what's taking them so long with it, but that's the cool thing about having it 5 people that it's probably impossible to choose just 5
Yeah.
to put in. To be like, okay, I understand why this person's in it, but I still want so and so to be in it. People got to realize it's only 5. You
Yeah.
can't add more than that. So we'll wait
And
till
then
next year.
there's some people that they'll mention. You're like, oh shit, I even forgot about him or her.
Yeah,
Oh damn. So that also happens with the Hall of Fame.
yeah, yeah.
Did
So
you
we'll see.
see that they announced the night 2 matches for WrestleMania already?
I know the Seth Rollins match is in it in the in the Cody
Seth,
Roman match.
yeah.
So
So they're already telling us night
what the
two is
night?
gonna be heavy hitters.
Yeah,
They're already letting us know that. Okay.
yeah. I mean, I guess they've realized by now that the night one was much better over the years. They're trying to make night 2 even better than what night 1, or make it even. Um, who knows? Because like the thing is, like over the years, night 2 had the better card, but night 1 was
Didn't
always
live
the
up to
better
night one.
matches.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I guess they're trying to do that, like make it evenly balanced. I guess because I feel like regardless of what night 1 matches are going to be like, it's probably going to be a great night regardless.
Yeah.
Um, so I guess that's what
Oh,
they're trying to do.
night one is gonna be the better match, the better night, I think.
Yeah, but that's
Because
what I'm
now
saying. They're trying to make it.
you're gonna have the tag match with The Rock in it.
Yeah,
Those 2 belts are already on the line on Sunday, so the Intercontinental's probably gonna be on Saturday.
yeah.
Maybe you put the US on Sunday.
Make it the ladder match on Sunday.
Yeah. Nah, I would actually open up with the ladder match on Saturday if you're gonna do
Okay.
it. I think that's the way to do it. I think you kick it off, or if you want, kick it off night 2. But I think night 1 kick it off is just like you start off with a bang.
Yeah,
Like that's a cool bang to start with, and then Bailey.
yeah. Bailey should be the main event. Oh, it's probably not going to be the main event, but I want it to be the main event
It
in night 1.
really should be because
Yeah,
that tag match, cool. Don't need it.
that should be the opening match of night 1.
Yeah,
Opening up WrestleMania, then closing WrestleMania with the same story.
yeah, but
That makes sense.
Rock ain't going out first.
Yeah.
It's
I don't
last
know.
or nothing.
Exactly. Exactly.
But it would be a cool match to start off with. Maybe then you do
But
the
then, but they
kickoff.
gotta announce it though, so people are there seated in from the start.
Yeah,
You
I
know?
mean they be packed up there for the when it happens when they kick
Yeah.
off. Usually, especially they'll announce it that day. They'll be like, "Yo, Rock Roman, Cody Rollins is happening. They're opening the show."
Yeah.
You gotta let that be known maybe the night before for SmackDown, and then everybody will be like, "I
Now gotta be ready by
yeah,
7 p.m.
exactly." But yeah, I think night one's gonna be the banger
Yeah. It
because
always has been.
I think they're putting those two matches there, and people are like, "Oh, night two's gonna." I don't think so. I don't think
Yeah.
we always look at night two and we'll say, "Yo, night two looks like it's gonna go hard," and then what happens?
Night
Night
one's
one
always
is the
better.
night
Yeah.
of the weekend. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we shall see what happens.
We shall see. Exactly. Last thing I want to bring up.
Yes, sir.
What are your thoughts on Jack Perry joining House of Torture in New Japan?
Ooh, I think that's awesome. I think it's cool that he's doing something that it just looks like he doesn't fit, but he does fit. It's just
Yeah.
weird, and I think it's awesome. I do think the mask is a little much,
Yeah.
but I
That
respect it. But I
that goat
respect
mask.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I can't wait to see where this leads, and I want to know if he's participating in Forbidden Door. I would love to know that.
I think he would.
I would love to know that. Hopefully
I
we
think he would.
hopefully we see him at Forbidden Door. I think that would be
I
dope.
think if they do plan him for Forbidden Door, it should be like a surprise type of thing. But like
Yeah.
have someone face like an open challenge for one, like a champion, have an open challenge match. Then it's Jack Perry.
Hook.
Yeah, that
Hook.
would be that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then
that
he
makes
just
sense
comes
too.
out and he finally beats Hook. And it's like, oh shit.
Exactly.
What the
And then he
fuck?
has House of Torture to help him, so it's
Yep.
like it's even better.
Yep. I think that's dope. Yeah, I'm excited to see what that leads to. What are your thoughts on him?
I think it's cool. At first, when I saw it, I was like, I agree with you. I thought it was like kind of strange, like he didn't fit, but I also
Yeah.
want to see where it goes. I'm curious to see. I'm just curious to see where his New Japan run will go. Um, and I've said this. I think when he first showed up in New Japan, where like I think Jack Perry should stay there for a few years
Yeah.
or for a couple months, just to rebuild his name, rebuild his image, get better in the ring, then come back to where like I don't want to say the biggest name that they've gotten, but a bigger name than what he was before.
Yeah.
So that way it's like, oh shit, Jack Perry's back, but it's a different Jack Perry than Jungle Boy 5 years ago.
The pillar's
So
back.
exactly, the pillar
Yeah.
that we were promised is back.
Yeah.
So, the crazy thing about the pillar stuff too. I don't mean to go off topic, but if you think about it, three of them are out.
Yeah.
You got Sammy Guevara suspended,
Uh
MJF
huh.
is injured, and you got Jungle Boy is out of the company
Yeah.
right now. The only
And
one that's kind of doing something
then
is Darby.
yeah. And Darby's about to go climb Mount Everest.
Yeah. I mean, MJF's injury is not his fault. It's an injury. Injuries happen, but
Yeah.
he's been killing it though beforehand, anyways.
Oh no,
So it's
definitely.
not. Yeah.
And they got their little pillars set up right now with how everything's going. Right now, if you look at it, the pillars are Swerve, Garcia,
hmm
what else would I put up there? Swerve Garcia.
Swerve
Mm,
Garcia. I would probably
I'm
put.
trying to think who would I put in those two spots.
I was gonna say Nick
Mm,
Wayne, but he's still
I
getting
was
built up.
I was gonna say Ricky,
But we haven't seen him in a minute.
but Ricky, I think he's sitting out till his contract expires, which breaks my
Yeah.
heart because I love Ricky and I
Yeah.
would love to see him with a belt in AEW. But it is what it is.
Yeah. Exactly.
It is
And
what it is.
Sean Spears showed up at NXT last week.
Yeah, yeah, I
That
saw
was
that.
that was cool, unexpected, and
Yeah,
cool.
most random, but
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Did
But
has he done it? Did they like build any story, or it was just that he came out and
he's
attacked
feuding with
somebody?
he attacked somebody and he's feuding with Ridge Holland.
Okay.
Um he had a match just past Tuesday, he won. I don't think it's gonna lead to like a long term thing in NXT. He's probably gonna be there for most of this year, then back up to the main roster, type of thing.
Oh, I think
Um,
you keep him in the. I think you keep him in NXT.
why?
I think that's why he was signed with NXT.
I mean, I just feel like he's rebuilding his image from Ty Dillinger. I
I
think
can
that's
see that.
why.
Yeah,
And then
I
event, that's
see.
what I'm saying. Rebuild his image up, present him as Sean Spears, build up his new character, then back up to the main roster. He doesn't really need development, just to rebuild his character. That's it.
Not yet, but like, what's his character gonna do on the main roster?
I mean, what is he gonna do in NXT? The same thing.
More than he's gonna do on the main roster. I feel.
I mean, there's
I
not
feel
much.
like
Yeah,
there's more for him to do in NXT than the main roster. Main
maybe.
roster, he's gonna come back and everybody's just gonna think Dillinger 10. At
Yeah,
least NXT, he's Spears because that's a dedicated audience. If you
yeah,
watch NXT, you're a dedicated audience. Most
yeah,
of the time. So I think you could keep him there. Once you get him to the main roster again, that's the mainstream, and people are gonna be like, "This guy used to be Ty Dillinger," kind of like the whole Zack Ryder thing. That's why him coming back as Matt Cardona would be cool, but it would be the toughest battle of his life because he has to sell Cardona to people that he already sold Ryder to.
yeah. That is true.
You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah. I guess so. That is tough.
Yeah, like he changed up his image, but like not really. He cuts promos now, but like how he has to be clean in WWE too. How that's tough,
That's tough.
especially with the
Yeah,
stuff he's been doing. So it's kind of like one of those situations that's like that's how I look at it. Maybe they do have a plan for Spears, but I think right now the best bet is for him to chill in NXT, and who knows, maybe have a title run.
possibly,
Yeah. They could do a
possibly.
lot with him. They could do a lot with him. They could do a lot with him on the main roster too. I think it's just that NXT for right now, I think you gotta keep him there for a minute to rebuild his image. If he's rebuilding,
Yeah,
he's gonna have to stay there a little longer than people usually do, so that you kind of like he sells Sean Spears enough that we don't even think of Ty Dillinger.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
It's one of those situations. It's gonna be a tough one for him. It's kind of like I said, it's gonna be like a Cardona situation, um, kind of like a Drew situation when he came back, but kind of like he was the same character, so it wasn't
it wasn't that
hard for
different.
him. Yeah, he just changed his name in the
Yeah,
Indies. He was the same gimmick, and then
exactly.
just came back with the same gimmick.
Just gain more muscle, and that's it. Really.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for Spears though. That's awesome that he re-signed. I just it's gonna be tough for him.
It
I
was a
know it's gonna
great
be tough.
return too, because people were saying that was Tama Tonga, and it was like, oh shit, it's actually
Yeah,
Sean Spears. So it was a great return, a surprise that I didn't see
yeah.
coming.
That no one saw coming. I think that was
Yeah,
the last person people were thinking of.
yeah, yeah. But it was cool. It was
Nah, yeah,
cool.
definitely. I saw the clip. And I was like, that's cool how they had it like with the silhouette with him with the chair. I was like, that's sick.
Yeah, and then it's the same gimmick of the chairman gimmick, I
Yeah,
guess. So, and the same, he had the same hood. Everything's the
yeah.
same. It was just, oh, it's crazy. But
Bro,
yeah, good
because
for him.
that it's good to see that though. It's good to see that these like these wrestlers are finding themselves when they
Yeah,
go independent. They figure out this works, and they
exactly.
make WWE see it, and they're like, "I told you this would work. I made
Yes,
it work. Now you
yes.
got no other choice but to sign me back."
And the
Look at
thing is,
Andrade.
yeah, exactly. The
Come
thing is
on.
with someone like a Sean Spears is like obviously it's the same person as Ty Dillinger, but it feels like two completely different people. You
Yeah,
know, yeah. Sometimes I'm like, I think about it, I'm like, shit, that's Ty Dillinger, that's the perfect 10 guy.
yeah,
So he went out to the Indies, reinvented himself, and came back a different person.
yeah,
Um, so it's cool that some people were able to do that, go out there, find themselves, and come back to the WWE wanting them instead
yeah.
of
New
vice versa.
image. Yeah,
You know, some people want to go back to WWE, but if
yeah,
WWE reach out to them first, that's awesome. Or if like they reach out to WWE and WWE is interested in resigning them, to be like, okay, we take you back now. You improved,
yeah.
so it's a cool thing for them.
And
I'm
some
glad that
people
people do
bet.
that.
Some people probably bet on themselves because I'm sure he was contacted during that time that they started rehiring people.
Yeah,
I'm sure he was a number that was called, but not everybody. He probably was like, I want to figure this out,
yeah,
which some people that went back never got to figure out.
Yeah,
And look at you, Johnny Gargano.
my guy Gargano.
I mean, shout out you doing something now, but wow, for a while, were you in
Yeah,
a hole, bro? Were you in a hole, bud? Now he's just Shawn Michaels, basically.
yeah.
Yeah.
I get,
I
I
love
mean,
that ongoing joke,
yeah, I know.
but
DX is a
but
great tag team right now. Look welcome.
but yeah, but it's crazy how some guys just make that change and it works for them. And
Yeah,
like you said, WWE comes calling to you.
yeah, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I guess that's pretty much all that happened within the past week in the world of wrestling.
Yeah, we covered a
Um,
lot.
yeah, we can wrap it up there. Um, this upcoming Monday, we're releasing the bracket episode featuring Kofi Weedson,
Yes,
um,
sir.
best catchphrases. Uh, so tune into that on Monday. I know he's gonna want to probably if he hears this part, I'm gonna send it off like this. I forgot to do it last night. That we promised. But this is episode number 153. Nick, your host, Joel, and
Yes,
we'll see you
sir.
guys next time. Goodbye, good night, bang, and cue the outro.